So hello and welcome to my very first video on YouTube and also my first video of 2020. It was a bit of a key focus for me at the end of last year to kind of start being more present on Instagram and on YouTube. Unfortunately I didn't get to put anything out on YouTube, but I did put some Instagram TVs out. So if you do want to go and have a look at that, I'll leave my Instagram handle in the description box below. This video is kind of a bit of a life update and also what my outlook for 2020 is going to be, so around goals and around objectives for me personally. To be completely transparent with you and also give you a bit of a life update, it is Friday. I am not at work, I am at home. At the end of last year, so just before Christmas, I finished my previous role and I am enjoying some time off at the moment. I am going to be going travelling in February, which is super exciting, but I just thought I'd kind of update you around that, and that I was feeling a little bit apprehensive about it, I'm not going to lie, around not having a job and kind of feeling a bit like, oh, am I going to like get bored, or am I going to be unsure about what I need to do? Because when you do work, you have such a strong structure around your day. Like, you get up at the same time every day, you go to work, you come home, you might go to the gym on the way home, you might have your dinner at the same time. I no longer have that structure. I'm just kind of like going with the flow, enjoying kind of being off and having more time to kind of analyse and prepare for going travelling, and also give a bit of time to thinking about what I actually want to do. Potentially when I come back from travelling. Is it going to be going into another corporate role, or is it going to be kind of, I don't know, doing a bit more of this maybe? Who knows? But yeah, I just thought I'd update you guys on that. And then in terms of my goals for 2020, I'll kind of talk you through them. I do have a list. My life revolves around lists, so I thought, you know what, I'll just write the list. The first thing, which I guess is a really important thing, and it's something that I definitely had to learn the hard way within 2019, and kind of I want to take forward into 2020, is to be more patient with myself. So, for example, when things go wrong, not beating yourself up too much about it. So like not feeling ashamed if you've tried to do something and it's not gone to plan. Not feeling like, oh great, like it's not worked out, I'm like rubbish, hating myself for it. I just kind of want to be a bit more like, it didn't work out, what can I learn from it? How am I going to move forward? And also not feeling like, oh my god, it's not worked out, like this just isn't for me then. Like that isn't necessarily the case. When things don't work out, it doesn't mean that you can't try it again, and I've kind of learnt that now. But there are a couple occasions in 2019 where I set myself a goal about something, it didn't go to plan, or life just threw me a curveball, and I kind of had to be like, right, okay, it didn't work out, and I felt really bad about it for myself. I felt down in myself about certain things, so I just want to kind of reinforce that positive outlook that if it doesn't go to plan, then it's not the end of the world. Everything is going to be okay. We're just going to keep moving. So yeah. And then the second thing on my list is to trust in the unknown. So again, learnings from 2019, a lot of things didn't go to plan. Honestly, you couldn't write the year that I had, and I'm really trying not to focus on that as a negative thing, but just like loads of different things happened. Like, you honestly couldn't write some of the things that happened. But it literally just kind of like, life threw me a curveball on many occasions, and I kind of had to make decisions around things and kind of had to own those decisions. And I felt like in some occasions it didn't matter which path I chose. It wasn't necessarily going to be like a positive and negative outcome, it was just going to be like a bit of both. So it's to trust in the unknown and kind of be like, you know what, I'm on this path. If this door doesn't open for me now, I'm just going to have to trust that either something better is going to come along, or that I'm going to travel down this path a little bit further, and that something different is going to appear for me. It's not going to be a negative thing. When I was filming this earlier, I felt like my eyebrows look really weird, like they look really thin, but I don't think they actually do look that thin when I'm like close up. Oh, what is that? Oh. Hey! Yeah, so it's not going to necessarily be a bad thing, it just might be different to what you initially thought and kind of what you initially planned, but plans can always be changed and it's not necessarily a bad thing. And it kind of did take me a little bit of time to kind of overcome that just because if something didn't happen right the first time, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a failure. The third thing on my list is to read more. I kind of love reading anyway, and I do kind of go through peaks and troughs of when I give it more time and when I don't. I find that reading before bed is like so key to my routine of getting a good night's sleep. I cannot sit on my phone for an hour before I go to bed because I just find that it just makes me more awake. And I really struggle to then get a good night's sleep if I do that. So I'm kind of giving more time to reading, whether that's kind of just in an afternoon, giving myself a bit more me time to read, or before I go to bed. I'm obviously not commuting to work at the moment, but that is something that I did used to spend a lot of time doing, kind of like on my commute, giving myself time to read as opposed to maybe looking at my phone or looking at emails. But yeah, it's just something around self-care, I think, as well, that you may as well spend time kind of enriching your own life by reading as opposed to just scrolling through social media or whatever. But yeah, so if anybody's got any good book recommendations, I mean, I am loving all of these like 20-something girl self-help books at the moment. But yeah, anything like biographies or fiction, whatever, put them in the comments box below. And also, if anybody's got a Amazon Kindle, let me know of your kind of like review on that, because I'm considering getting one of those for travelling, because it's probably going to be really hard to travel with like a load of books in my bag. It'll make it really heavy. So yeah, let me know about that. The next thing on my list is to relax more, so just giving myself a little bit more me time. So whether that's like having a bath or reading or kind of spending more time with friends, whatever that might be. At the start of last year, I kind of got really into yoga, was going like 3 or 4 times a week. I was really enjoying it. I felt like it was giving me such great headspace. It was giving me a lot of clarity in terms of what goals I wanted to achieve. And it's definitely a goal of mine to give more time to that this year. I have been to yoga this morning. Go me. And one of the things that the instructor actually said, which was really nice, that I thought was like, think of a manifestation that you want to put out to the world, repeat it 3 times inside your head before we start the practice, and remember what that is at the end of the practice, because that way you're really reinforcing it and kind of giving some inner peace and inner time to it. And I think that can be such a good implementation for your own life, to think about what you really want to kind of give time and focus to, and think about it and push it out there to the world that you're going to achieve it. So yeah. The next thing is to enjoy being present. So just enjoy being around my friends, being around my family, enjoying experiences, and not necessarily feeling the urge to have to share it with everyone. So I mean, I'll put my hands up, I enjoy social media, I enjoy taking inspiration from the people and creators that I follow, but I think there is sometimes pressure that if you haven't put out a post or you haven't put up a story, that people will think like, oh, what are you up to? Like, I haven't seen you do anything. But also on the flip side to that, you get people that you don't necessarily know that well, or that, you know, people that do follow you take a certain viewpoint of your life, because unfortunately Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, they are all snapshots of the best points of everybody's lives. So it's just kind of a bit more of a focus around that everybody is kind of normal, everyone does have normal lives, and that if I want to enjoy the moment, that is absolutely fine. I did get a lovely camera for Christmas, which is what I'm videoing on now, and I think that'll be really nice when I go to when I go travelling, to be able to take pictures and remember those memories, and just kind of capture the moment, but also enjoy it as well, and kind of be there and kind of enjoying it in person. The next thing is to go with the flow. So a couple of things happened last year that kind of threw me off balance a little bit. Life just kind of threw me a curveball in multiple different areas of my life. And I kind of had to adapt and get on with it and keep on going. But I feel like this year, if those sort of things do happen, like touch wood, they don't, but if they do, you know, life's life, you never know what's going to happen. It's just to kind of be a bit more, almost kind of freer, to kind of just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. Not be too down about it if something doesn't go according to plan, or if just kind of like it doesn't go the way that I initially thought, and be open to other avenues and to other ideas, and not be so like transfixed on certain ideas, like it has to go this way, this is the only way that it can be a good outcome, or this is the only way that it'll be positive. No, there are plenty of different ways that you can get to kind of one answer. So it's just about going with the flow around those things and kind of navigating whichever route is best for me at that point in time. The next thing is definitely going to be a key factor for this year, is to travel. So I'm going to Milan at the end of January, a lovely city break, which will be very nice. I love Italy, love Aperol spritzes. And I haven't been to Milan, so that will be nice. And then pretty much 10 days later, I'm going travelling. So I'm going to Bali, I'm going to Australia and New Zealand, and I'll probably be away for sort of 3 to 4 months. And then I'll be coming back and going to Glastonbury. Woo, so exciting. But yeah, so I feel, honestly, without sounding too cringy, truly blessed that I, one, have the support from my family and friends, but also that I am in a position that I can kind of take a step out. I don't have any kind of responsibilities, so I don't have kids yet, I don't have a mortgage or anything like that to pay, so I am able to kind of just take some time out of my career at this point in time and go travelling, see the world, and I think that is something to kind of, like, not many people actually get to do it. And the more I've kind of spoken about it, and when I spoke about in my previous role when I was thinking about going, the amount of people that were like, you know what, just go and do it, I'm so jealous, or I wish I could do that. And I did like fret about it for quite a while, like, is it the right thing to do, like what's going to happen? I'm going to be obviously like 6 months, 7, 8 months maybe out of a job. What does that mean for me? But at the end of the day, I'm still quite young. I'm 25. Like, I could be in the job that I was in and not have moved anywhere, for example, not got any further along in my career and not have gone travelling. So what is the harm in kind of taking the time out to actually go and do that and experience different things? I think that it can only enrich my life personally by going travelling and experiencing all of those different things, and certainly seeing things that I wouldn't ordinarily see. So very excited for that, very thankful that I've got the opportunity to go and do it. And yeah, I feel a little bit nervous, like, I'm not gonna lie, like just going off and doing it, but you've just got to kind of trust in it, haven't you? It's gonna be fun. That leads me so nicely onto my next point. Have more fun, yes. So for 2020, I want to give more focus to having fun with family and friends and spending more time with them to do, like, whatever that might be. So going for a run with my friends or seeing them. I used to live in London, so up until very recently I lived in London, and a lot of my friends actually live in London, which is really nice because it means that I got to spend a lot of time with them. And now I'm living back at home. It's also nice because the friends that didn't live in London that still live in my hometown, I'm getting to see them and spend more time with them. But it's about kind of still getting to see them and still spending that quality time with them. So whether that's going down to London to see them, or I don't know, planning a trip away with them, whatever that might be, it's just to give more of a focus to like having fun and being a little bit more spontaneous in that respect. Kind of, you do get lost when you have a job. Well, not necessarily when you have a job, but just in life, the day-to-day grind. We are creatures of habit. We get like into a routine with certain things, and sometimes you don't put enough focus on kind of just like seeing your friends and having fun. So yeah, I definitely want to do more of that. And then the last thing is to document more. So my intention for 2020 is to vlog more. So do more videos like this. I will be taking you with me travelling. So you'll be seeing me island hop, get on and off planes, get on and off boats, go on trains. It's not just going to be a transport vlog, I promise. But yeah, and just kind of get to see what I'm seeing, and I think it's going to be really nice for me personally to be able to look back and see all of the different places that we went to when we were travelling. But yeah, and kind of like put more videos on Instagram and YouTube. I am a keen follower of fashion. I love style. I love taking inspiration from creators and from things like Pinterest. So potentially a little bit more of that. But if you guys have any ideas around what videos you'd like to see, please feel free to comment in the comment box below. I certainly will be taking on some of your ideas if you kind of give me anything, which will be nice. But also kind of like, now I've got my lovely camera, I can take more pictures and kind of take more videos and be more involved in that sense. So I'm looking forward to kind of how this year pans out in relation to that. But yeah, I feel like 2019 I learnt a lot. It was a kind of a really big learning curve for me in lots of different aspects of my life. And it also taught me that just because things happen that might not be great doesn't mean that it has to turn your whole world into a negative kind of place. And that by changing your focus to being more positive, you actually get a lot more out of life and you enjoy it more and you kind of see things in a different light. So I definitely for 2020 want to continue on that journey, continue being positive and kind of seeing things and kind of going with the flow and getting on with different things. It's certainly going to be a different year for me, and I'm excited by that. I think you have to be open to all of these new and exciting and different experiences, and I certainly am. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching my very first video on YouTube. Hopefully, like I said, there'll be more to come, whether that's weekly vlogs or kind of more sit-down videos, but I hope you've enjoyed this content, and that if you have any ideas around what you'd like to see, please comment in the comment boxes below, and please also subscribe. I will also put my Instagram handle below, so if you do want to follow me on Instagram you can do, and you can find that easily. But thank you very much, and wishing you a wonderful 2020, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye!